Hi everyone, welcome back to day VEDA. I don't know what day it is, but I want to talk about a film that I just finished watching called Koyaanisqatsi, and if you haven't seen it, I really recommend you do from the outset. It's on Google Video, and I'll put the title in the title of this video. Yeah, it's called Koyaanisqatsi. It's a 80-minute epic collection of slow motion and time-lapse footage of cities and the land and people and rock formations and rivers and all sorts of stuff like that, and it's just a fantastic visual experience. There's a lot of sort of metaphor in it which you're meant to decipher for yourself, and the guy who made it went the easy artist route of saying it's whatever you want it to mean to you, which I always hate that, because sometimes you get sort of music concept albums and they said this means whatever it means to the listener, which essentially means they haven't thought it through. But it is a very good film, and it can mean a lot of things to different people. One of the things that struck me was the time-lapse footage of cars and lorries and stuff going back and forth, and how much they look like arteries for the cities, like the different buildings being organs, and this sort of lifeblood stream flowing throughout the cities. And it was really interesting to see cities portrayed in that way as living things themselves. And it showed earlier the some mining or some, I forget what it was, some kind of industrial thing to collect resources for the city. And that to me kind of seemed like the city feeding, and it had the veins going through the city, and it was really great to show it in that way. And another thing they did, which was separate from that metaphor, was it had footage of people working in factories, and of the machinery of factories more importantly, interspliced with footage of people going back and forth on their daily routine in cities. And it struck me how easily those two flow into each other. How much our life in a city, not that I live in one, but how much life in a metropolis is like being a single cog in a vast wheel of production. And the final metaphor that they make at the end of this fantastic climax, well, it's not the final metaphor, but they had this big climax, and right at the end of the climax there's this scene or section where it makes this fantastic link, and I almost don't want to spoil it because it's so great, and I won't. So you need to go and watch Koyaanisqatsi, because it's a fantastic piece of work, and it will, I don't know, I spent a lot of time saying that different things would change how you view the world, but I think it will. I think Koyaanisqatsi will. It gives you a good example of the sheer scale of the number of people that live on Earth and amongst us. So I do recommend you see it. It is on Google Video if you just Google it, or maybe I'll put the link in the underbar. I'll see you tomorrow for more VEDA fun time.